Hello everyone. This is gonna be an interesting one. So we're gonna be playing Kaiserredux and give me a second. Give it a second. Anime edition. Yeah. Except we're probably gonna be playing as the vice president. Huh. Oh boy. I'm gonna have to take a lot of pictures of this. Does he not have a description? Oh yeah, he doesn't. Okay. Has to be another person, but oh boy. Geez, I have to read through all of this, aren't I? Okay. Socialist Party of America, vanguardist. In addition to its mainstream syndicalist wing, the SPA also has authoritarian Marxists, more vanguardist, small local minority, willing to cause for alarm. However, disservice, diversity, full imposter, syndicalist, quite authoritarian, division, rap number. Yeah, let's just play Squad. We're doing this. That's much better. Recently, it's gone as far. Your reactionaries, Jakes. Earl Browder, once a close friend of Foster, since distanced himself from syndicalism somewhat, supporting the retention of many American institutions, such as small businesses, while also being somewhat socially conservative. Known as a negotiator, his focus is on industry and the economy, and this may win him support from other SBA factions. Lesser known James Burnham advocates a technocratic society in which a new managerial class will eventually rise to replace old aristocratic classes. He represents the most conservative vanguardists as well as from other factions, SBA, and that was William Haywood. Okay, yeah, let's pause that. Okay, now we have the Socialist Party of America, the IWW. The Industrial Workers of the World was founded in 1905 in Chicago, Illinois. Its main founders were Eugene Debs, Bill Haywood, Mary Harris Mother Jones, and Danielle DeLeon, among others. Their motto, "An injury to one is an injury to all," can be seen as a representative of their greater party goals, which are first and foremost advocacy for greater workers' rights and a new union-oriented economy. Yeah, well, workers should have. Calling them rights, but is one thing, but yeah, never mind. Right, it's a new union-oriented economy. Today, the industrial workers of the world is one of the most important groups within the SBA, and some would argue that it makes up its mainstream for this wing of the party is certainly the most popular. This could easily change, however. Of course, within such a faction, there are sure to be disagreements. Those who adhere to the IWW message generally identify themselves as syndicalists or anarcho-syndicalists, though they have different visions for how they would run the country. Bill Haywood has united this faction for now, with hopes to bring radical changes to the United States. As a result of this and the recent strife in the country, the SPA has exploded in popularity. Their main base of support is in the Steel Belt, which is now popularly called the Red Belt for the popularity of the SBA in the region. Due to its broad support in this area and relative disunity of other regions, some even theorize that Haywood could win it all in the coming election. So yeah, we have William Haywood and William Haywood. Huh? Wait, I'm getting confused here. So wait, is it William Foster? So I'm getting confused. Well, okay, whatever. And there's the Socialist Party of America, independent. There are many leftists. Within the SBA who do not explicitly identify as syndicalists and have more moderate tendencies. This wing of the party is popularly called the Nationalist Wing, or the Social Patriots. It traces some of its beliefs to author Edward Bellamy, as well as old nationalist clubs. They're based more in social organizations than they are in unions, and this probably reflects their support among the middle class rather than urban workers. American Independence League is the strongest of these organizations and within the other factions. They've differed from the syndicalists in their support for the middle class guilds, values of humanism, and a generally utopian vision for how America should be run. For how America should be run, I'm gonna say. Norman Thomas is their leader, inspired by the writings of Bellamy, although he is not alone in this faction, of course. Overall, though, their distinctiveness from other factions of the SPA makes them notable enough to be considered their own, and in some times, perhaps they will come to prominence within the party as a whole. Progressive Party. Progressives in America have a long and proud history. For all their efforts, though, they have little to show for it on the national stage. Theodore Roosevelt is pointed to as a main progressive figure, yet his bid for presidency in the Bull Moose Party was ultimately unsuccessful. Other progressives have tried and failed to win the presidency in recent decades, most notably Wisconsin progressive Robert M. Lafayette. Is that right? Folliet? Progressive Robert M. Folliet. I'm probably butchering that, but whatever. Now, with the country at its breaking point, they may finally have a shot. George Norris, popularly known as the Fighting Liberal, is quite powerful within the Progressive Party. His support of a fair deal in the spirit of Teddy Roosevelt's old idea, as well as his populist appeals to farmers, have made him the likely nominee for the party in the coming election. While they represent a platform that is distasteful to most elites, some are beginning to wonder if they would be preferable to the extremists that plague the country, and see them as a party that could address the concerns of most voters while also keeping peace. And there his stage is George Norris, yeah. Republican Party Liberal. The Republican Party has experienced significant success since its inception in the days of Abraham Lincoln. Also, I'm sorry this is taking so long, but hey, I've got to set the stage. The recent presidency of Woodrow Wilson has perhaps put a dent in this success, but the Republican Party still stands strong. However, the events of the past few years have endangered the continued dominance of the Republican Party, and although sitting President Herbert Hoover is himself a Republican, there is no guarantee the party will win the coming election. In fact, the party is somewhat split between different wings, particularly on the issue of trade. The more protectionist wing, represented by Hoover and his vice president, Charles Curtis, and the more socially focused and free trade-minded liberal sides believe in a stimulus program to get the country back on its feet. Although notably, Curtis is more focused on this than in his speeches, whereas Landon points to tariffs as the main culprit behind the economic crisis. Landon is in a tough spot. He has found it difficult to criticize the incumbent party, since it is his party, and any critique of them could turn into a critique of him. The best he can do now is try to defeat Curtis and move forward at the head of a revitalized Republican Party. Even if he succeeds, however, he has a daunting 4 years ahead of him. Wait, I'm confused. Okay, now for Republican Party conservatives. The Republican Party has experienced Abraham Lincoln. Is this just the same thing? However, yeah, it is a little bit different. In self-Republican, no guarantee, party split. The more both sides believe, notably known more. Both sides, Curtis is more focused on his speeches where Landon. I'm getting confused on where it changes. More socially minded. Both sides believe stimulus program. Although notably, Curtis is more focused this than in his speeches. Well known, quite popular inside circles, no more friends. However, Hoover's record put a bit of a splotch, and he'll have to work hard to shrug off a challenge to his left from Al Landon in the party primary. If he can accomplish this, though, his advisors are confident his hopeful message will beat the doom and gloom of Garner and the extremists that threaten to sap support from both major parties. But Curtis himself wonders if he can accomplish a recovery where Hoover cannot, and it is yet to be seen how he will differ in a significant way from his friend. Whispers of a new government interventionism could, just around the corner, have aroused anxiety in his advisors, yet his supporters have welcomed the rumors with significant enthusiasm, and perhaps this will be his path to victory. Now for the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party is old, yet Hoover's time in office has revigorated the party. Prominent Democrats see the current crisis as a perfect opportunity to regain the White House, yet they are not free from challenges. For all their faults, the Republican Party has remained a unified force in electoral politics. Meanwhile, an offshoot branch of the Democratic Party, led by Alpha Bill Murray, threatens to tear the Republican Party in half. Their base in the South could all but cripple the Democrats in the popular vote, if not the Electoral College as well. Worse, the Democrats have also suffered in traditionally friendly urban areas like New York City, which have gone over to the Socialist Party of America. Speaker of House John Nance Garner is not in the mood for negotiation. His platform is focused on decrying socialist radicals in the North, immigrants in the cities, and minorities in the South. The interventionist policy proposals of Curtis and Landon are anathema to Garner. He believes that they would give too much ground to socialists and populists, as he says. Hoover has in his time in office. He has deemed austerity the only solution to the nation's economic woes, noting that if the country tightened its belts, perhaps it could finally function. If he wants to win, though, Garner will have to expand his base beyond its traditional supporters, or perhaps win back disaffected supporters who left with Murray. This will be no easy task, and Garner certainly has a hard task ahead of him. But if he wins, Garner is confident that his hardline strategy towards extremists will ultimately save the country. His fellow House members hope he's right, for if he fails, the country will surely fall apart. For now, all eyes are on Garner. Okay, American First Party. Up to this 13 minutes. The American First Party is a new phenomenon in American politics, but in its short existence, it has managed to explode onto the political scene like a bomb. Louisiana Governor and now Senator Huey Long, known as the Kingfish, has solidified control over his state, and now has plans to run for president. He has sharply criticized President Hoover's attempts to ameliorate? I have never heard that word before in my life. Ameliorate the crisis, instead advocating for his own program of Share Our Wealth. This program would limit personal net worth and yearly income, give old age pensions to those over 60 years of age, work to guarantee free education for all, and redistribute wealth from the 1% to the rest of the population through taxes to pay for it. I have my own opinions about this, but whatever. Long has already become a star in American political circles, and his speeches draw thousands of onlookers from Los Angeles to New York City. His greatest support has come in the Great Plains, birthplace of populism. Farmers and workers alike in this region, dealing with the brunt of the Dust Bowl crisis, have flocked to Long. However, his support is not limited to these states, and Long has enough support to potentially even win the upcoming election. Assuming his anti-establishment message can sap enough support from the major parties and new party challengers. Should Long be elected, though, he will face significant challenges. For one, opposition from the establishment would be rather strong, and Hoover has barely even acknowledged the AFP's existence. Further, should Long win, it is almost certain the result would be announced as illegitimate by other parties. And this would cause conflict. Whatever happens though, the Kingfish and his AFP are ready, and anyone who underestimates them would be making a grave mistake. Okay, Old Democrat Party. During the Red Scare and President Woodrow Wilson's administration, the syndicalists and other leftists were suppressed. However, the Republicans eased this pressure, and these groups have swelled in popularity once again. The Democrats, for their part, have done little to oppose this, and it seems they are too weak or too corrupt or both to deal with it. As such, former Oklahoma Governor Alfalla Bill Murray has decided to lead anxious Dixiecrats, I don't even know what that means, to a new party called the Old Democratic Party due to its disposal of older Democratic Party values. He even has decided to run for president with the motto of fighting communists, corporations, and miscegenation. I don't know. Murray's fiery speeches of denouncing banks and political corruption as one of significant support in the South, but he's not accomplished this alone. The Ku Klux Klan, the KKK, working in conjunction with the NDWL, has become a major force within the party and have brought in more support than Murray had ever dreamed of. There are also the corporatist Fordists who have given Murray a base outside this house as well, mainly among disaffected Democrats and Republicans in northern cities. For now, these factions are unified under Murray's leadership. But if he wins the election, there is sure to be tension. These are the least of his worries, though, as the ODP has been ignored by some Southern congressmen, and they are rarely taken seriously on the national stage. Further, if the party can win in 1936, it is certain that there will be challenges to the ODP's leadership, and the situation might lead to armed conflict. Regardless, Murray is certain that the current system is failing, and he believes that he is the only one who can save the country from itself. Okay, finally. Old Democratic Party. National White League. The National Democratic White League is one of the foremost factions of the Old Democratic Party. Their power emerged during the recent growth of the KKK membership, and now they have millions of members across the country, ready to fight if need be. The NDWL, that's a mouthful, supports an anti-syndicalist, anti-black, and anti-Semitic platform that is, although anti-Semitic, anti-syndicalist. That's interesting, but never mind. The NWDL, I'm just going to spell it, is more harsh in nature than mainstream ODP platform. As such, they are often used to attack the ODP as far-right extremists, though this does not account for the diversity within the NDWL itself. The Young Klan is the newer of the two Klan factions, and it aims to modernize the organization and present itself as moderate and diplomatic. It appeals to groups the Klan failed to appeal to in the past. The old Klan, modeled after the original KKK, has worked with the Black Legion, is generally seen as the more brutal of the two Klan factions, but also less aristocratic than its Young Klan counterpart. Meanwhile, Herbert Armstrong leads the fringes of the NDWL under a unique movement of Christian identity. Armstrong draws significantly on the Bible and Christianity to justify the extreme positions he advocates, and has his own vision for how America should be run. Okay, jeez. That was a mouthful. Jeez. Well, let's just start with these guys. As a result of both constant political strife and the banking crash in 1999, the United States economy remains in turmoil. Let's see. Political crisis. The United States is in crisis. Of course, the Great Depression, which has been ravaging our nation for over a decade, has still not let up. Popular desperation has allowed the far-left Socialist Party of America, populist AFP, and the far-right ODP party to gain strength in recent years. Others look to MacArthur and the Army as a way to solve the Depression, to solve both the Depression and radicalization. Many worry that the United States could descend into civil war should our current situation not soon be resolved, or a radical presidential candidate win in the upcoming 1936 elections. Syndicalist strikes. Strikes have been plaguing our nation for decades at this point, and with the economy in shambles, they've only continued to radicalize and grow. With the SPA continuing to skyrocket in membership over these past few decades, these strikes aren't going anywhere. And what's worse, that thanks to the power of the SPA, there is no hope of busting. All we can do is sit and hope that they go back to work. The Invisible Empire. The KKK has, ever since the Civil War, been a thorn in the government's side. From its humble beginnings as a simple terrorist organization, the KKK has, in all but name, become an institution in the South, with them being used as yet another tool in Dixie's box. That's another. Normally, the Northern Democrats have been able to make them heal outside of the South, but with the economy collapsed, it seems that the Klan is no longer content to keep its Southern way of life in the South. From Indiana to Washington State, the Klan has been slowly poisoning the well of freedom-loving Americans with lynching after lynching. There's going to come a time soon where the Klan is going to have to be faced once more, but now we have to keep the white mask on. Okay, Charles Curtis. Doesn't seem there's going to be any. Okay, so more political power, it's a little bit. Henry Louis Stimson, just where we're going to land for. Construction fee is not much. Armor technology production cost, and more political power and stability. Okay, it's nice. Jeez. Oh, wow, did you really spend over 21 minutes just simply reading? So on superfins, okay, there's nothing there. Again, nothing there. Oh boy, there's that research, there's, geez, there's so much to handle, oh my lord. Oh, what is all this? My eyes. Oh, jeez, okay, well, let's just start from the top. Oh, actually, wait, no, please don't. Let's just wait. Sheesh. It loves taking its time. I mean, hey, this is Kaiserredux. It is quite literally, 4 gigabytes large. It is big. Probably also bigger than some games. Oh boy, so we have all these. Jeez. Liberal emergency Cactus Jack, what? Oh, President Murray, so we may want to go Haywood. I don't know. Well, nah, maybe not. Oh boy, I'll do a crack party. We would like you, thank you, Herb. Jeez, okay, Central Holds, Clan, who the hell's Cactus Jack? So is there any difference between all these? I mean, maybe I want to go for the progressives, maybe, maybe not. Maybe just the independent, I think. Maybe the ones we want to go for. Distinctness, notable. Yeah. Although it still considers William Haywood to be the leader, so I think they may need to fix that, I don't know. States, Socialist President, not control Congress. Democratic Party, no, yeah, let's, if. Class. I think that's maybe going to be our first call. Jeez, there's just so much. Yes, if probably new interventionism or something. Carriers, Alliance, Europe, maybe. Depends. 1940. There's 1940 elections. Populist Party. What's the Populist Party? Herbert Hoover. True Americanism. Huh. Oh boy, there's a lot there. Oh, including the U.S. Navy. Oh boy, that's gonna be interesting, I guess. Directory defense has been received. So what do we do here? I mean, I think that maybe our plan would be to reintroduce the Warner-Gagner bill or something. Maybe the Hawking plan. I think we'll do reintroduce the Wagner. Bill passes eventually then. Boy, that's gonna be something. Yeah, then maybe right after we do the War Department expansion and then the U.S. Navy. One of the following must be true. The success is over or avoided. Although, there's a point to be made of, well, maybe that's shooting us in the foot, because, Okay, let's take a look at this. Path guides, yes. Oh boy. Collapse America? What's this? Caesar assassinate Mac. Cool. Hoover's Alaska, New York City? What? Hey, President. What has America ever done for us? Independent New York City. CSA. First battle stalemate. Choose not to hold. Cool. Not for Texas. I don't know what's going on. Who is Norris? Cool. Huh. Okay. Pass to Fergie now. Discussion concerns raised breast over hard line to avoid Marshall's advice. Invite Haywood to talk, deny long. Don't spend, don't agree to all, and don't and funding. FBI, right, anything but waiting for them to calm down. Do that, assassinate them, do the focus to reach the establishment and start at the right side of his tree. I don't even know what's going on. MacArthur? When, I don't even know. Maybe, because maybe the state path? Huh. Navy demands another request. King's offer. King established the state. Cool. I have no idea. Texas. Jeez, that's gonna be something. Ideally, of course, we want to go for the independent, perhaps, if that's even possible with this. So, oh boy, how do we do this? Oh, United States guys. Cool, okay. Oh boy, what should we do first? I think we'll try to pass this, then we can... Then, do the event, then we'll get the Garner-Warner bill or something. Yeah, I guess we'll do the bill passes, maybe demand payment. Well, no, we'll do the bill passes. Then we'll go down status of the U.S. Army. Then the U.S. Navy. Yeah, I mean, then the U.S. Navy, just to see what the events are. Then we can. Then we'll see. Okay, now for factories. I'm assuming the north is where so we want to strengthen that. Something like that, I guess. Yeah, we'll just wait for that first, okay. Ah, jeez, what a headache. Okay, research. Live in age, yada yada, orbital light nuts, key to military intelligence. Take a picture of that, please. Variety, new milling. Okay, technological nuts. Civilian, handle lyrics faster, sure. Basic large airframe, we're going to ignore that. Oh my lord. That's gonna take a while to research, I have no idea what to do. I guess we could start with 37 anti-air. No, maybe, I mean... I guess so. I mean, well, oh, no. Maybe not that. How about this? We'll do basic armor protection for our tanks. Again, not really too useful, but we need carrier fire, carrier cast, and carrier. Okay, just those three. Well, there's one. Basic, medium, basic close air support. None of them are actually, carrier capable, I don't think. Do we have any actual, I don't know. That's a shame. We don't have any carrier fighter. That's gonna be interesting, I guess. Could be something we're gonna have to fix, but whatever. What's the differences between P-35A? Is this one just better overall? So why are you producing the P? I don't know, I'm just gonna... Let's also focus on support equipment. And armored car or motorized? Yeah. Try to diversify it a little bit, Yeah, we also will Stark? What am I saying? Start some work on that. Expand some production, I guess, of these initial ones that actually need it. And Martin, maybe? Oh, wait, never mind. Maybe the PB Catalina? That's an interesting point. I mean, what do you want to do? Well, no, what do we need to do? Well, we'll do that then. Wait. Uh-huh. The Greenman Fifi. That's, again, pretty crummy, but, you know, it's something, okay? I'm glad I didn't just, yeah, there we go, now I'll just organize it like that. Okay. Now we just gotta fix everything. Oh my god, what is all that? I mean, we'll leave it blank, I guess, but... Okay, so, wow, that's a lot of stuff. Alright, you know, we will ultimately just leave everything unattended, because, yeah, okay, so we will. Safety first, but, oh, jeez. You're not sure. Just put everything like this, and... Wait, why is there just this one weird carrier? Massachusetts, okay, heavy cruiser. Oh no, heavy carrier, okay. Sure, then. Sure. There you go. So, doctors, the problem is, anything that we do build, like, I mean, and I do mean anything we do build is just going to be screwed over. Well, do we just build convoys, or? Other question, and, I mean, yeah, anything we try to build is, of course, going to be taken over. May not taken over, but anything we do try to build is going to be taken over eventually. So, what do we do here? Just carry division. Yeah, it's a bit of a problem as well. I mean, yeah, I'm in favor of just leaving. Let's see what destroyers we have. You know, don't have any modern cruisers. We do have some of these. How many Rogers Bagley classes do we have? Huh, none. But we do need to build some of the... which ones? Yeah, we do need to build some more of those. I think maybe getting that up to 19 is going to be good. So, what? This will be... Oh, boy. What's it called again? The Destroyer Squadron 6. Let's... Okay, 6. So, it's 12, 13, 14, 15... 16, 17, 18, 19, okay. So that's the first one, or is it 6? Here we go. Of course, then you, oh jeez. Here, the Square Squadron 7, actually no, they just need one, we're talking about. 7 and 8, yeah, 7 and 8 seem to need some as well. Well, 1. Anything else? Carrier cruisers, special surface squadron I feel like could also really need them. And they're in the Panama Canal, so I'll just do that. And now we'll also make a special squadron batch, I think, for the special... Yeah, I think that sounds like a good idea. Yeah, well, you know, they'll just have 12 maybe or something. So yeah, okay. Now we're just gonna do this, just come nice and buttered up. Oh, and Destroyer Squadron 4 also needs one, I think. Okay, that's good. Select troops here. Destroyer Squadron 3. Okay, that's good. Okay, we'll just, I don't know. Do that and maybe just... I do want everything to have at least 4 maybe on it. I mean, this isn't going to last, but yeah, it's something, you know. There we go. Okay, that's the Navy handled. What about the army? Okay, well that's kind of depressing. Oh yeah. What? No, no, stop. Don't move, please. So, sure, I guess. And sure, why not Douglas MacArthur? I'll use them under commands that make sense for them, you know, because sure, you there. Oh, that's really just it. It's kind of sad, I don't know. Although, actually, that's a good point. You're going to reorganize them to, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. How are you? Is everything... Okay, maybe. Like, I'm thinking about just unifying them under where they are, so that makes things, I think, a bit more easier to keep track of. Never mind. Never mind. Wait, then where were you? First Submarine Division... Atlantic? Yeah, reserve flights. Sure, why not? So what now? It's a good... Oh, jeez, 40 minutes. What am I doing? Okay, we might get started then, or maybe not. You know what? Sure, we can finally hit the play button. Oh, that was... Oh, damn it. Oh my god. Sorry, people. In 1936, the United States of America is gripped by unrelenting crisis. Believed it had managed to avoid the horrors of the Wells Creek, Woodrow Wilson was the first president to run and win a third term as the man who got the peace. As alongside his new running mate, former Attorney General Alexander Mitchell Palmer. His supposed victory was short-lived, however, as Wilson suffered a stroke shortly after his election, setting off a constitutional crisis and struggle for power in the cabinet until Wilson died in late 1923. Until then, Wilson, Palmer, and the cabinet reacted to the French and British revolutions and growth of American syndicalism with increasingly extreme crackdowns on union organizing, and eventually a slew of organizations suspected to have connections to the radical left. As workers became increasingly radicalized and anarchist Palmers made several attempts at Palmer's life as the political situation deteriorated alongside the economy to a combination of strikes, political instability, and a loss of trading partners. Palmer's own controversial presidency ended with the election of Herbert Hoover in 1928, who attempted to claim the calm situation with a return to normalcy, legalizing nonviolent syndicalist outlets. This ultimately did little to help, as a culmination of speculative investing sent the United States spiraling into the 1929 Great Panic and allowed the Berlin stock market to take its place at the forefront of the world economy. The election of Hoover in 1928, while initially promising, failed to reverse the decline of the American economy, and the Great Panic has created one of the worst financial crises it has ever seen. This has fueled the rise of radical politics in America, such as the far-left Socialist Party of America, the populist Share the Wealth Society under Huey Long and his National America First Party, and the far-right Old Democratic Party, which places the blame of syndicalist and civil rights uprisings at the feet of the immigrants. Republican cosmopolitanism and liberal toleration of the left. Oh yeah. Blames of syndicalist and civil rights uprisings at the feet of immigrants, Republican cosmopolitanism, and liberal toleration of the left. Hoover's contentious re-election to the House of Representatives in 1932 and the ongoing Great Depression means that these problems are unlikely to be resolved anytime soon. Many throughout the country fear that the upheaval that would result should one of the extreme parties come to power, or should the depression continue unabated. God save America. Okay, that was what all. Okay, continue now, please. While initially vetoed in 1932, the economic situation in America has deteriorated to the point where unemployment relief efforts are seen as the only way to prevent widespread collapse. This time, he will not veto the only way to prevent widespread collapse. President Hoover has indicated to the Democrats in Congress that this time he will not veto the Garner-Wagner relief bill. The bill will be voted on in Congress. Okay, the Garner-Wagner bill reintroduced with assurances. Just give me a second. With reassurances made by President Hoover that, unlike in 1932, this time he will not veto the bill, Democratic Senator Robert Wagner and Speaker of the House John Nance Garner have reintroduced their unemployment relief legislation package. Many in Congress feel that the package does not go nearly far enough, while others wonder how America, in the midst of a massive economic crisis, will possibly ever pay for it. The presence of senators from the AFP and the SBA will also complicate things immensely. Even with Hoover's pledge, it is unknown if Garner-Wagner has a real chance of passing. We shall see. Okay, continue. Oh man, it feels wonderful to have the first few days, and no, I'm not going to be ending it here. You'll have to suffer through me. Yeah, I can't speed this up a little bit. Oh man. So yeah, we really don't have much. How many divisions is that? 5 divisions. Not too much. You have quite the big navy. Won't even tell me how much. Yes, 5 divisions. We have over 300 ships. Not much, but it's something, you know. Yes, over 300 ships, 4 battle cruisers, 22 battleships, 4 carriers, 158 destroyers, 34 heavy cruisers, 79 submarines. Oh, well, that's just cruisers, not heading. It doesn't really distinguish. And we have 10. How many planes? Oh yeah, 400 planes. Over 400 planes. That's not a lot, but it's something, you know. Okay, let's speed this up a little bit further. Oh boy, deal with the Great Depression. Left there, hopefully that's a bill. Focus. All the following will be true. Demanded repayment. War debts. Okay. Greatly gains political power. Greatly gains. Okay. Oh boy. That was something else. Oh boy. Kerensky has just been shot and killed while on the way to the Senate. The assailant was beaten by the raged citizens and soon arrested by the police. Despite his massive unpopularity among the Russian people due to botched landform and ineffective rule, Kerensky was nevertheless able to hold the country together for years, and his death has thrown Russia into chaos. The senators are already discussing a possible replacement to Kerensky. New coalitions are being formed, both between left and the right. The left and the right, yeah. While military men like Kornilov are just one step away from intervening to dissolve democracy and save Mother Russia. How barbaric! Reunion of Britain, let's see. Philip Snowden, no change. I think there'll be a little bit of change, I don't know. Oh, come on. The legation states were formed in 1928 as a result of our intervention in the Zili-Fengtian conflict that was soon going to spill out into open war between the 2 other powers in the Far East, Germany and Japan. While we obviously wish to end the conflict, we also found it in our power to create a lasting solution to the imperial rivalry in China, as well as push our open door policy. So we forced the other powers to merge their concessions in China into one conglomerate, consisting of all official concessions in China, as well as a 30-mile neutral zone, delegation cities, officially known as the International Mandate for the Chinese Concessions, also host a forum, the Delegation Council, for the various powers within Chinese interest to resolve disputes and work together. Naturally, we have a vote on the council, and we are often the deciding factor between the Japanese and Germans, with the secondary powers mostly playing second fiddle to us. Our voice is usually one that speaks for keeping the status quo of an open door to China for all powers, which hopefully lets everyone benefit without having to involve themselves with individual Chinese factions. To American citizens, the delegation cities represent not only a great way to get rich, but a shining example of American forward thinking and our commitment to peace. A perfect arrangement. Jeez. That was a mouthful. Okay, and it's also been great. It's not even been a week. Oh, I guess it has. Now, do we wanna, I think it's time we maybe, still, Federation pitch. Sure, why not? It's important to the German Empire. Oh boy. As America spirals ever deeper into chaos, there has been a wave of crime throughout the country. Many of these criminals are getting sensational news stories about their activities, especially gangsters like bank robber John Dillinger, Chicago crime boss Al Capone, and scandalous Bonnie and Clyde. Thankfully, the Bureau of Investigation has been working hard to catch these criminals and bring some order back to America, although they have requested an increase in funding, claiming they have a shortage of manpower. Of course, the AFP, ODP, and SBA have been entering these crimes in moral decline and other robber baronies. Okay, let's quickly take a look at the path guides. Play pass RG. Get this out of my face. Yada yada, avoid on home roll on the west side. Authorize rates, expand the FBI, increase FBI funding. Avoid. Don't expand the FBI's. Expanded the FBI, they will be killed. Agree, don't disarm the militias. Avoid or invite them. They have demands, forms, and funding. Poses a thing, let's get set. Go back. What's the war? Go back. My criteria Texas looks. Alexis? What do I fucking talk about? Go back, please. What am I doing? Just trying to see. Cool. Never mind. We'll increase FBI funding, I guess. Wait, let's quickly check that again. Wait, is there something on here that says... Huh, guess there's nothing. Okay, let's quickly check this again. As long as you expanded, deny long you expanded the FBI, they will be killed, agreed. Okay. Let's, sure, why not? We'll increase FBI funding. Jeez, such a mouthful. Well, at least we have a carrier airframe here, that's nice, I guess. I mean, it's not much, but it's something. Oh boy. Oh, come on. As expected, the early challenges to the Garner-Wagner bill have come from the AFP and the SBA. Huey Long and his AFP senators have demanded a vast increase to social security provisions that provides provisions most other senators say America can never afford. Bill Haywood and the SBA, meanwhile, say the bill doesn't do enough to protect the average worker, particularly from exploitation by struggling corporations. Well, yeah, at least they admit that part. Both parties have attracted a lot of media attention, adding to the general sense of disorder and tension in Congress. Interesting, I suppose. Take a look at this path guide. Where's MacArthur? Cool. Whatever. Jeez. What a headache. So what's going on? 1936 Riga Winter Olympics. The fourth instance of the Winter Olympics, the German protectorate of the UBD, I'm just going to say that, has been picked as the host nation with Riga at the center. Funded by German taxpayer dollars, Riga has been outfitted with a plethora of new stadiums to accommodate the prestigious event. Out of 4 current Winter Olympics, the Riga Olympics have the heaviest medals. As for winners, the first place went to Norway, carrying home 7 gold medals. The second and third were Sweden and Germany, respectively, with 2 and 3 gold medals. Russian athletes made a larger appearance than in the 1932 Montreal Olympics, Canada's first Olympics, as well as the exiled British Empire. Canadian athletes also participated, taking home 1 gold medal. Congratulations to the winners. Jeez, again, what a mouthful. Yeah, it's gonna take a while, huh? Okay, now, the first one seems to be expended. Wow, geez, that's fast. Okay. Oh, we're slowly somehow getting experience. I'm not going to say no to that, but... Oh boy. Well, at least Canada owns that. That makes sense. Ooh. Oh, the Hodeless Charter. So... Okay. Mussolini, Valois, Ultramar, Yugoslavia, Stalin, and other interested parties arrived in Birmingham today to discuss their common ground. It has been agreed that Maximism, Sorelianism, and National Syndicalism all share basic principles of the state's primacy in the social struggle. The role of national identity within the state, and the importance of strong central authority to preserve and build socialism. The Charter also claims the social state is the final stage of human development, and democracy is not necessary to achieve socialism. These statements have drawn great criticisms from other socialist factions, who gave it the name totalism as play on totalitarian socialism, which has been equally accepted by Mosley, who added it to the manifesto's name, attributing it to a total commitment to socialism. People must reject this madness. Oh, jeez. Quite a lot. I wonder if there's going to be anything else. Eugene Talmadge Phillips. Georgia Governor Eugene Talmadge had formally declared himself a member of the ODP after being a lifelong member of the Democratic Party, which he claims is selling out to true Americans. A political faction with an unambiguous relationship to the Democratic Party. They appear to primary Democrats. They disapprove of whenever possible. And when it's not, they run on their own ticket. When they win, they nevertheless often caucus with the Democrats who often dislike them, but need their support. However, it is clear the ODP is displacing sections of both parties, including the Klan, controlled Indiana Republican Party, which has seen increasing defections to the ODP, which it is a member of in Albany anyways, and Talmadge's declaration has set off yet another wave of Democratic defectors to the ODP, especially in the American Southeast. Basta! Less stability, more before all doing yada yada about. Oh, jeez, man. Oh gosh, it's been an hour. And this is only the introduction. Oh, man, what a headache. I'm probably gonna have to call this part. Oh, come on, you're ready to interrupt me again? George V, the last king of Great Britain and Ireland, have ruled the home isles themselves. To have ruled the home themselves has passed while in exile in Canada. The first Windsor king, his reign shall be remembered with sorrow and sadness, as during it Britain lost both the Welsh Creek and its homeland. The crown was inherited by Edward, Prince of Wales, who now stylizes himself as Edward the 8th, 6th, 7th? I don't know. King Edward is a vengeful and ambitious man, and not on good terms with Prime Minister Mackenzie King. He lives on the goal of avenging his father and reconquering the British Isles, and thus is quite popular among the British exiles in Canada, among others. Interesting, I guess. Yeah, I was like, geez, this is going to be one hell of an introductory episode. Might call it something like Introductory to American Politics and Kaiserredux, or something, I don't know. Man. Oh, man. Senators break ranks. After weeks of negotiations, a number of establishment senators have broken ranks over the coming vote on the Garner-Wagner bill. Most notably, Robert Wagner, one of the bill's proposers, who says he will not vote for the bill unless protections for federal unemployment insurance are re-added. Many other Democrat and Republican senators are concerned about the influence of the AFB and the SBA, and claim they will not vote for the bill if any concessions are made to either group, though others say that not courting either the AFB or the SBA will make passage difficult, if not impossible. President Hoover will need to intervene in order to save the bill. He could either pledge support to Wagner and the establishment senators, force the establishment to compromise with the AFB, or force the establishment to compromise with the AFB. Just got that pack. Oh, there's doing nothing, huh? We'll force the establishment to compromise with the SBA. Not sure what effects it will have, because it didn't show it. Just can't take out screenshots. Jesus, what a day. It's only been a month, and yet this thing is over an hour. This is what explaining everything gets you. Be warned, folks. Be warned. Okay, is there anything else going to come up? Or do we just end it here on January? Oh. More SBA members announcing congressional bids. While there have been a number of lawmakers from the SBA in the past few decades, particularly in the Steel Belt, the 1936 election represents an unprecedented number of people registering to run for office under the banner of the SBA, and just as many, if not more nationwide, pledging to vote for them. Both Big Bill Haywood and John Lewis have been increasing campaigning for their respective factions of the SBA to the enthusiasm of American socialists. Reds! Do we take a picture of that? Just give me one little second right there. Just want to take a picture on my screenshots. Just to make sure I just took a picture of that. You know, it's going to be a shame if I... Yeah, that looks right. Yeah, that looks just about right, maybe. Okay, yeah, that's right. I think that's right. Yeah, Reds. Yeah, I think we're just gonna offer compromise with the SBA. Recent days have resulted in a compromise between many establishment senators and the Socialist Party of America, with numerous provisions included for worker protections and unemployment relief, though nowhere near as far as the SPA originally demanded. Even so, Bill Haywood has declared this as a victory and is riding high in recent polls. Both Huey Long and the AFP, both Huey Long's AFP and a large number of Democrat senators have declared this a betrayal of the American public, however, and have vowed to sink the Garner-Wagner bill when the vote comes. We've done what we can, and they greatly gained political power. Okay. Jeez, I might want to go for the independent because it's the lesser left, and I think that's an interesting view. And you know what? I think I am gonna end this here. Just oh my god, that was just so much. Just my eyes. Maybe not my eyes, just everything. It's just my head. So much information, and surely you agree. I mean, hopefully the next episodes won't be as long. Whew. But yeah. That's all. I'll see you next time. Bye.